Hi, I'm Christiana, and I'm running for town moderator. I grew up in a household where I was the youngest of 4 boys. I learned from a young age that if I wanted to be heard, I had to speak up. It's a lesson that my wife and I have been successful instilling in our daughter and our son, maybe too successful at times, but it's a lesson that'll serve them well. And so it was with that spirit that I banded together with other parents who were concerned about the crowding in our kids' classrooms. That's when I first heard about town meeting, this place where people speak and decisions are made, and I wanted to see it for myself. What I saw was pretty amazing. I saw one of the purest, longest-lasting forms of representative democracy in existence today. 252 elected volunteers spending hours together deliberating and deciding policies as representatives of the 45,000 Arlingtonians not in the room. A year later, I entered that hall as an elected member of town meeting. This year, we're seeing an unusually high rate of attrition from town meeting. 45 town meeting members have decided to not run for re-election. I've spoken with several of them, and there are many reasons why they're not running. It's not one person's fault, but it's clear that there's an atmosphere at town meeting that some members feel creates an unequal playing field. We need leadership that can create a welcoming environment that encourages participation by all members. We also need leadership that prioritizes outreach into our community to invite and inspire more people to participate in our civic institutions. If elected town moderator, I will bring my innovative spirit and my passion for democracy to this critical Arlington institution. So let me get specific about my priorities if I'm elected town moderator. First, I will treat all town meeting members equally, regardless of whether they're new to town or new to town meeting, and regardless of their gender or other demographic identities. I will take the time to patiently ensure that each member understands what to do when participating at town meeting. I will make the speaker queue visible to town meeting members, and I'll pursue procedural options to ensure that we hear from a diversity of voices. When meeting in person at town hall, this requires rethinking some longstanding assumptions about how members request to speak during the meeting. I will work with the town's diversity, equity, and inclusion staff to make sure that we track metrics on speaking times and committee memberships, so that we're transparent about how well or how poorly the participation in our institutions reflects the diversity of the people of Arlington. I will be decisive, fair, and consistent in enforcing the rules and making decisions in town meeting. I will welcome criticism, feedback, and new ideas. I will promptly make important committee appointments. For instance, the Town Meeting Procedures Committee needs 2 of its 3 appointed positions filled. One of the committee's responsibilities is to consider how our rules affect the desire of Arlingtonians to become town meeting members. So it's especially important that this committee is firing on all cylinders given how much attrition we're seeing from town meeting this year. And that's another metric that I'll make sure that we track and make public, which is how long it takes to fill vacancies on committees. I'll make sure that there's a single place where everyone can find a list of all the vacancies appointed by the town moderator. I hope that gives you a decent picture of what I'm setting out to do. You can find more about my priorities for improving transparency, responsiveness, and inclusion on my website. As town moderator, I will continue to work to increase civic engagement in town, to uplift voices that have not always been heard in our town government, and to ensure the smooth operation of town meeting, conducted with fairness and respect for all its members. I respectfully request your support and your vote on April 2nd. Thank you.